Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever been even a little bit curious about artificial intelligence but weren't quite sure where to begin, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down the absolute basics of AI. So let's just get right into it.
I mean, it's a term you hear absolutely everywhere, right? From news headlines to our favorite movies. But what's really going on behind the buzzwords? What does it actually mean? That's the big question. And today, we're going to give you a really clear answer.
All right, so let's just dive right in at the very beginning by unpacking that core meaning. We're going to strip away all the hype and get right down to a simple, useful definition. Okay, so here it is, plain and simple. At its heart, AI is all about building machines that can think, learn, and solve problems in ways that, we usually associate with us humans. I'm talking about things like understanding what someone's saying, recognizing faces in photos, or even driving a car. That's the whole goal of AI.
Okay, but that just leads to another question, right? It's one thing to say a system can perform a task, but how? How does it know what to do? Like, what's actually happening under the hood?
Well, to answer that, we've got to look at the core instructions, the brains of the operation, really, for any AI system. And that brings us to a super important concept, the algorithm. The easiest way to think about an algorithm? It's basically a recipe. Seriously. If you want to bake a cake, you follow a list of steps in a very specific order. An algorithm is just like that, but for a computer. It's the fundamental rulebook that tells the AI exactly how to process information and what decision to make. Okay, but this is where it gets really cool. Because while all AI uses those step-by-step algorithms, there's this game-changing branch of AI that doesn't just follow the recipe. It actually starts learning to write its own recipes. Let's talk about machine learning. So get this. This is the key difference. Instead of a developer trying to write a huge, complicated recipe for every single possible outcome, machine learning lets the system figure it out for itself. It does this by looking at tons and tons of data and learning to spot patterns all on its own. I mean, it is literally learning from experience. Think about your music app. It wasn't programmed with a rule for your specific taste. No way. It learns what you like from the songs you play, and then it predicts what you'll want to hear next. That is machine learning right there in your pocket.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Over on the left, you've got traditional AI, which is kind of like a simple calculator. It's super powerful, but it only knows the rules it was given from the start. But on the right, machine learning is more like a student who studies thousands of old tests to figure out how to ace new problems they've never seen before. You can really see the huge leap here from just following commands to actually learning.
So, are you feeling inspired yet? Because you totally should be. The really great news is that you can start your own AI journey like right now, and it's way more accessible than you probably think. Let's look at a simple way you can get started. So here's a super simple 3-step path to get you going. It all starts with just finding a good beginner's course online to nail down the basics. Then you can go a little deeper with some reading, like an AI for Beginners PDF. And finally, you can make it official and solidify all that knowledge by earning a certificate. It's a clear, totally manageable way to start. And you know what the best part is? All these resources are just sitting there, waiting for you. A quick online search for AI courses online or AI for Beginners PDF will open up a whole world of information. A lot of platforms even offer a full artificial intelligence course that comes with a certificate when you finish. Seriously, that's right. One of the biggest myths about AI is that you need a fancy degree or tons of money to learn it. But the reality is, so many of the best courses and materials out there are online and absolutely free. That barrier is just gone, so anyone with a little bit of curiosity can jump in and start learning. So, okay, let's recap. We figured out what AI is, we've peeked under the hood at algorithms, and we've seen just how powerful machine learning can be. We've even mapped out how you can start your own learning journey. And that just leaves one big question on the table. Now that you've got the basics, what are you going to be inspired to learn, or maybe even create, next?